Hey all, how you doing today? CVMG back at it with Eversoul, and I think it's time I got real with y'all for a minute here. We are having a tier list epidemic, and we are not at that stage of the game yet. Simply put, we are in the early stages of the game where we should still be re-rolling, we should still be grinding for higher level equipments or keepsakes, and tier lists are more of an end-game thing. We're not even close to that yet. So what I would like to do is provide a little bit of context for all the new characters we are all experiencing for the first time. How I plan to do that is I'm about to go off camera and review everybody's kits extensively, and then I'll come back and provide with you a review of each character. So without wasting too much time, let's get into all of the Eversoul characters. It goes without saying that Adrian, our Angel-type Origin tank, is well equipped with one of the best kits in the game, with the capability to litter the battlefield with explosions and provide a sanctuary aura for the benefit of her team and to the detriment of her enemies. This, paired with multiple crowd control abilities, makes Adrian an extremely viable pick. Ayami is Adrian's demon counterpart with extreme capabilities as a caster. She stacks constant bleeds while applying pressure with other damage over time abilities. The icing on the cake being able to charm an enemy to fight for you temporarily. Mephistopheles is a great choice for a powerful nuker. She singles out strong attackers and stuns them temporarily in the beginning of the match, and increases the chance for enemies to receive a critical strike from her crazy beam attacks. Claire is an ideal bruiser tank with self-buffing attack and defense, abilities that scale off of attack and defense with self-healing and self-shielding, and she increases her own defense and magic defense, making her a titan to deal with. Jade is able to increase the activation rate of your entire team's skills to ensure that they land their debuffs. Her damage dealing abilities have a chance to proc additional damage, making her a feared attacker. And topping that off with an area of effect high multiplier stun, she is surely a strong unit. Lindsay is the classic assassin that'll teleport to the enemy with the highest attack at the beginning of the match. But from there she's not at a loss because she's able to increase her evasion and survivability. The longer on the same enemy, the more damage she deals, up to a tremendous amount. Catherine is the ultimate support with every single ability helping your team. She provides with them many buffs and plenty of heals and shielding, not to mention additional mana recovery, and she innately buffs your team's defenses. Sherry is going to be your traditional burning damage over time unit. Many of her skills apply a burning debuff while she buffs herself. She is definitely a must-have for any burn-based team. Dora is the underrated underdog with a gimmick. Yes, her abilities damage herself for the trade-off of being able to ignore defense. Every gacha gaming veteran knows that ignore defense is the ticket to easy victories. Suni is a defense-based attacker with defense buffs. She has self-shielding and a heal over time buff for every character on your team. This does not come at the expense to damage, with a nearly 500% multiplier on her ultimate. Ira is a furious attacker with attack variations based on her current HP. By simply being on the battlefield, she decreases enemies' defense and magic defense. And depending on how much HP you could stack on her, you could see some huge damage. Siha is another area of effect healer and buffer. Equipped with multiple defense and resistance buffs, she will increase the longevity of your team, coupled with a silence for dealing with those pesky ultimates. Mika is a simp that benefits from having both her and Siha on the same team. She gains attack and defense buffs while attack breaking the enemy. Plus, multiple damaging abilities make her useful for finishing off foes. Flynn has increased speed and mobility while knocking enemies around with grenades. Her ultimate restores 3000 mana, making her a bit of a spammer. And if she's by herself on the battlefield, she deals increased damage. Haru will help you secure kills with stuns and heal blocks. She buffs the team's attack and ignores defense with her attacks. All this plus the capability to bleed makes her useful for nearly every encounter. Clara comes with a whopper of a heal that's paired with a heal over time. Equipped with a bit of crowd control, she's able to push an enemy back and stun them with the same skill. She increases the team's defense while being on the battlefield and simply supplies them with endless healing. Renee self-buffs her attack and evasion. She can decrease the enemy's mana and deals increased damage whenever she is self-buffed. Magnum Punch can also decrease the enemy's speed for up to 10 seconds. Talia is the support savior with heals, mana recovery, and debuff cleansing. A large AoE that reduces accuracy further enforces your team's survivability. Her shields and increased HP make her yet another giant on the battlefield. Nicole is an attack damage carry that ignores a portion of the enemy's defense. She self-buffs her accuracy and decreases enemy evasion. This and a plethora of damaging abilities make her a valuable attacker. Vivian is another spammer with an innate mana recovery bonus. She's able to single out an ally and provide them with extensive attack buffs. With endless buffs for the team and explosions all over the battlefield, she is a great pick. Miriam is a multi-hitting nuker that can hit 7 times with a single attack. She's one of the few attackers that come with an attack break and a defense break for the enemy. She self-buffs her attack and will be a great unit for bosses. Chloe is another bruiser with self-buffing defense and attacks that deal damage based on her defense. She just straight up increases her own damage resistance and recovers HP over time. Her damage, survivability, and healing make her an ideal candidate to carry. Naya is a crowd controller that puts enemies to sleep, and she can attack enemies without waking them up. Quite the niche pick, but this will surely see extreme use in PvP. Violet is a team player that deals increased damage based on how many debuffs the enemy has. She's able to charm enemies while reducing their attack and defense and stripping away their buffs. Her explosive damage paired with nuke healing to keep her topped off in a fight makes her a top tier on certain teams. Rebecca poisons the enemy and decreases their healing while doing so. She provides one ally with attack bonuses, speed buffs, and mana regeneration. She can also increase damage over time received by enemies by up to 50%. Prem is another super support with nearly every single ability providing benefits to your team. She does have a 5-second area of effect stun to accompany that though. Cleanses, attack buffs, defense breaks, what more could you want? Jacqueline is a unique attacker with explosions that make enemies bleed. She passively shields herself and increases her own evasion. She has high area of effect damage with bonus damage to the target, making her viable for all forms of attacking. Arusha is a damage dealer that takes advantage of the shock debuff. Enemies that are shocked will take bonus damage and have a chance to be stunned. This is the magic damage dealing equivalent to ignore defense, as she ignores magic resistance. Petra exchanges HP with the enemies by trading it back and forth. A portion of the damage she receives, the enemy will receive as well. Pairing this with self-shielding and self-buffing makes her capable of taking down hordes of enemies by herself. And Nini controls the power of fire and ice while decreasing the enemy's resistance. She has silences, mana restore, and HP recovery. With many crowd controlling attacks at her disposal, she can lock down enemies. And that's going to do it for every character on Eversoul. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this video was able to provide for you a little bit of information about everybody to give you a leg up moving forward. If you liked the video, then please feel free to join my Discord. But other than that, y'all, that's going to do it for me today, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.